The fight for control of the United States Senate has never been more important. And in the key battleground state of Georgia, Republicans seem to have found the perfect candidate. He's black. He's an iconic college football star who played for the Georgia Bulldogs. He won the Heisman Trophy. Yes, I'm talking about Herschel Walker.
This country produces a crop of excellent college football players every year. Big, fast, young men. But the true superstar, O.J. Simpson, Tony Dorsett, comes along only occasionally. Well, they have one at the University of Georgia, maybe the best of them all. They've got him, but he's so good they may not be able to keep him.
Herschel Walker is a nice young fellow from Wrightsville, Georgia. He is Georgia's star running back, and some sports experts are saying he may be the best college running back in the history of the game.
There's no denying Herschel Walker is a legend in Georgia, but while he looks good on paper, in many, many other ways, he's an absolutely awful candidate. For a start, he's been accused by two different women of threatening and violent behavior. Walker, who has admitted to violent impulses in the past, allegedly told his ex-wife, Cindy Grossman, that he was going to, quote, blow her effing brains out. That's what she told ABC News. Grossman was able to secure a protective order against Walker, and a judge barred him from possessing firearms, according to the Associated Press, which reviewed the court order. In an affidavit from Grossman's sister that was part of Grossman's request for a protective order, family members alleged that Walker contacted and threatened them over the phone. Walker's campaign told us in a statement, Herschel came clean about his mental health journey 14 years ago. He even wrote a book about it. He has owned up to his mistakes. Meanwhile, an ex-girlfriend claims that Walker told her he would blow her head off, and then his own. That's in a 2012 police report obtained by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Walker's campaign denied the accusations from the ex-girlfriend. And yet the polls suggest the Republican ex-football star is currently favored to beat his opponent, sitting Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock. Walker has been able to score big endorsements from former President Donald Trump and even Senator Mitch McConnell, who dismissed allegations against the NFL star and called him a hero.
Let's talk about a candidate you have talked about, Herschel Walker, the leading GOP candidate in the vital Senate race in Georgia. You endorsed him, yet his ex-wife says he pointed a pistol at her head and said, I'm going to blow your effing brains out. And an ex-girlfriend has accused him of threatening her life. Why is he a suitable candidate?
Herschel Walker has addressed that issue repeatedly over the last 10 years. I think
it's a heck of an issue.
Well, he admitted he had some troubles in his life. He's been an exemplary citizen in recent years. He's a hero in Georgia. Almost every candidate's had troubled periods.
I mean, I don't know that almost every candidate has pointed...
Look, I don't want to argue with it. I think Walker is completely electable. He's actually ahead at the beginning of this race, and we're fully behind him.
Yes, Walker has dealt with trouble in his past and has been open about his struggle with dissociative identity disorder. And having a mental illness should not disqualify a candidate. But it's also not a reason to ignore someone's allegedly violent past either. Patrick Kennedy, the former Democratic congressman who's been open about his own struggles with mental illness, recently put it this way. There's no blanket immunity from being responsible if you have one of these illnesses, especially as it relates to violence. Putting those accusations aside for a moment, Walker is still a mashup of Marjorie Taylor Greene, Donald Trump and Ron Johnson, the worst of what the GOP has to offer. It's almost like he was created in a lab by MAGA scientists, the perfect distillation of the GOP's most extreme and unsavory traits. For example, in addition to the two allegations that Herschel Walker threatened domestic violence, let's not forget that Walker is also a Trump-style grifter, that he's a snake oil salesman, hawking the supposed health benefits of a fake COVID mist that he inaccurately claimed was FDA approved and could kill the coronavirus on contact. Complete nonsense, of course. Herschel Walker is also a COVID conspiracy theorist who has refused to disclose his vaccination status. His conspiracies also extend to the 2020 election. He has shamefully and dangerously promoted Trump's big lie in multiple TV appearances and tweets, including one tweet just 2 days before the Capitol riot in which he decried countrywide election fraud and called for a total cleansing. A what now? A total cleansing? He actually tweeted that 2 days before Trump supporters who chanted "Hang Mike Pence" invaded the Capitol. A MAGA crowd that on the day itself, on 1/6, Walker tried to deny was a MAGA crowd. He called them Trojan horses and said they don't look like MAGA. In addition to COVID and the 2020 election, Herschel Walker, Georgia Senate candidate, has shown a staggering ignorance on a number of topics. He's been startlingly incoherent on rising gas prices, for example.
We've got an administration that they're not leaders. They're almost they're waiting to they're more reactive rather than proactive. And what I mean by that is, one of the first things they did, and I think people need to know this, is they decided that they were going to give up our energy. By him going out and giving up our energy, now we're not energy independent anymore, which started the whole downfall. Right now, gas prices is going out of the roof. Right now you see there's no food on the shelf, and I think people need to know that. And they're blaming everyone else except themselves. I think they got to remember that the song Michael Jackson said, "The man in the mirror." You got to look at yourself and see what's going on.
Michael Jackson? Even a moonwalk couldn't have helped Herschel Walker after that word salad. And if you think that was bad, at a recent church appearance, Walker gave us one of the most ridiculous takes on evolution that I've ever heard, which is saying something.
At one time, science said man came from apes. Did it not? That's when you go to the science.
Every time I read or hear that, I think to myself, you just didn't read the same Bible I did.
Well, this was interesting, though. If that is true, why are there still apes?
Interesting. Why are there still apes? Walker also has a perhaps Trumpian approach to business. After reviewing pages of documents in the public record, the Associated Press found that Walker claimed his company employed hundreds of people, including a chicken processing division in Arkansas, and grossed $70 million to $80 million annually in sales. However, the AP says the company reported just 8 employees and averaged only about $1.5 million a year in profit. Adding that in that same court case where that was revealed, Walker's colleagues claimed that rather than actually owning chicken plants, Walker merely licensed his name to the venture, similar to the way Donald Trump licenses his own name to make a quick profit. We reached out to the Walker campaign for comment on this, but have not heard back. Then there's his campaign website, which said he graduated from the University of Georgia. He did not graduate from there, and the site was later updated. We asked his campaign about that too, and they dismissed it as a stupid question. Yes, we're the stupid ones. Oh, and Walker's a carpetbagger too. He's seeking statewide office in Georgia, even though he's lived in Texas for years. Voting records reviewed by the Washington Examiner revealed the 2020 election was the first one Walker voted in since 2003. And yes, we reached out to the Walker campaign for comment on that as well.
I tell all our young people, we have to vote. I'm tired of listening to people saying, well, I didn't vote, but well, if you didn't vote, how can you have an opinion? Mm-hmm. You need to vote if you got an opinion. And I said, that's what we got to do.
If you don't vote, you can't complain. Well then, Mr. Walker, why have we been listening to all of your complaints, all of your opinions all these years? It's bad enough that this man is totally unqualified to be a United States senator, as well as a danger to democracy. It's bad enough that he combines all the most deplorable traits of the country's most bad faith Republicans, but he's also running in perhaps the most important Senate race this year. As I said, he's going up against Raphael Warnock, the Georgia Democrat who won the special election to give Democrats their Senate majority at the start of last year. Without Warnock filling that Senate seat, there would have been no confirming Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, and Republicans would have derailed the passage of Biden's American Rescue Plan. This Georgia Senate race is important, not just because Herschel Walker is a reminder of how extreme and how conspiratorial and how anti-intellectual the modern GOP has become, but despite all that, because he could still be the decisive Senate candidate that tips the balance of power back to the Republican Party. Touchdown? Hi, I'm Mehdi Hasan. Thanks for checking out our channel on YouTube. You can see more of the Mehdi Hasan Show by clicking on any of the videos on this screen, and make sure you subscribe below to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. Thank you for watching.